Shanti, 11th May 2023. Baapdada Sakar Murli. In the essence, Baba says, sweet children, first of all, have mercy on yourselves. Then it is your duty to show your family the true way to go to heaven. Therefore, make full effort to make them worthy of this too. Question: on the basis of which race will you become the masters of Shivalaya? Answer: follow the mother and father. Make a promise of purity for just one birth. Remove your heart from hell. Shiv Baba is establishing Shivalaya for you, where you will rule in the living form by remembering the Father and heaven. While at your business, you will receive the tilak of sovereignty, that is, you will become the master of Shivalaya. Song: you are the mother and father. Om Shanti. You have to say something or other. Om Shanti or salutations to Shiva. They say salutations to the Supreme Soul, whereas we say Om Shanti. This is giving the introduction of oneself and of the Father. Those devotees sing the praise, you are the mother and father, whereas you are the children. The Father whom devotees praise on the path of devotion is personally sitting here in front of you today. He definitely was in front of you and is now once again sitting personally in front of you. Only you children now know these things. Devotees don't know those. You children know that there is only the one Father who is praised. That Father is giving you children so much happiness that you won't become unhappy again for 21 births. You are personally sitting in front of such a Father. You know that He is your unlimited Father and that He is now serving to give us the happiness of heaven. The Father always creates the children, serves them, and makes them worthy. It is as though the father becomes a slave of the children. A physical father also makes so much effort to sustain his children. Day and night, he is concerned to serve his children and make them worthy. He is the slave of a limited creation, whereas this one is the unlimited father. This one also says, children, follow fully and become the masters of heaven by claiming your full inheritance. You always have to have mercy for your children. A sensible father would say, why should I not enable my children to earn this true income with me? Physical sustenance has been given to physical children for half a cycle. They sustained the children, brought them up, and made them worthy. They made wills for the children, then shed their bodies and took other births. Those are limited fathers, whereas this one is the unlimited father. Those are limited Brahmas. They create creations and then become their slaves. They have to work very hard to ensure that their children don't become spoiled through bad company and defame their name. However, that is temporary happiness. They don't know whether their children will turn out to be worthy or unworthy. Some are so unworthy that they completely ruin everything. They completely waste their father's wealth. This is why there has to be great caution. The unlimited Father is so concerned. He says you have to claim your inheritance and also give an inheritance to your creation. However, even then, if the children are unworthy, they disobey the Father. The Father says, study, but they don't study. They don't become pure. Scarcely a few, a handful out of multi-millions emerge who are obedient. You receive Srimad here. You are the mother and father. This is praise of just the one. However, because of not knowing him, people say in front of Sri Krishna and Lakshmi and Narayan, "You are the mother and father." That too is blind faith. Lakshmi and Narayan experience their reward. They have their own children. How can we call them the mother and father? In fact, this praise belongs to only the one you heard in the song. The highest on high is Shiv Baba. He is the bestower of salvation for all. He is the one who takes everyone to the land of peace and the land of happiness. Therefore, you must definitely follow the Srimad of such a father. They understand that it is only from the mother and father that they receive a lot of happiness for 21 births. However, hardly anyone follows such Srimad. You receive a very elevated inheritance. The father says, "I have brought heaven on the palm of my hand for you children. You will become worthy when you follow Srimad. You have to take Srimad at every step. If you don't follow his directions, you won't be able to claim a high status." There was the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan in heaven. No one knows this. Previously, we also used to say, "So and so became a resident of heaven," or when a sannyasi died, they would say that he merged into the light. However, no one goes there. Only the one Father is the bestower of liberation and liberation in life. No one can go back until he comes. That is the incorporeal world. Incorporeal souls and the incorporeal Father reside there, and that is also called the supreme abode. Those who have arrogance of science understand that they take birth here and die here too, just like mosquitoes. No one knows about the world cycle. No one can understand anything from the notion of omnipresence. You have now found the Father. He says, "Children, now return home. I have come to take everyone back exactly as in the previous cycle. You souls have a lot of alloy in you. All souls and their bodies have become iron aged. They have to become Sato Pradhan once again. When you souls were Sato Pradhan, the world was golden aged. Pure souls had bodies that were like pure gold. They were called real jewelry. Look what they have become now. Not even 1% real gold remains now. Alloy has been mixed in. The Father now says, "Simply remember me, your Father, and you will continue to become real gold, and you souls will begin to fly. Your wings are now broken. You will attain a status according to how much effort you make." This study is so elevated. God speaks. "I teach you Raj Yoga through which you become the kings of kings. You will become worthy of being worshipped by even the kings who are worshippers and who indulge in vice. It is remembered you are worthy of worship, and you become a worshipper yourself. You know that you were worthy of worship deities and that you then became Moon Dynasty worthy of worship. We become worthy of worship and worshippers. The Father comes and makes us worthy of worship from worshippers. There is now victory for knowledge. The night of Brahma and the Brahma Kumars and Kumaris are now coming to an end. Those who study the scriptures do not know when the night begins. The day of Brahma is the golden and silver ages. The night begins in the copper age. All of these things are in the intellects of you children. Having completed our 84 births, we will once again experience our fortune of the kingdom. This knowledge will not remain in the golden age. There is the reward. There too you receive your inheritance from your Father. However, that is the reward of this time, and you receive that for 21 births. The whole play is based on Bharat. The kingdom of deities that existed in the golden age has now become devilish. There is the rule of the people over the people. The father says, children, hear no evil, see no evil. They show an image of monkeys. At present, humans have become like monkeys. This is why they show the faces of monkeys, but it applies to this time. This is called the extreme depths of hell. They continue to sting one another like scorpions. Children even kill their father. Maya has made everyone dirty. Bharat was heaven and it is now hell. The 84 births are those of the people of Bharat. The father says, I explained so much to you. He says, I am your most obedient father. Father, servant, teacher, servant, and guru servant. I have now come. Guides too are servants too of the pilgrims. They show them the path. I have now become the guide to take you children to heaven. I liberate you. History will definitely repeat. In the Granth it says, I am the truth and that which is true will take place. God is incorporeal. This is the praise of God. On the one hand, they say that he is beyond birth, a journey, and on the other hand, they say that he is omnipresent. Wherever I look, I only see you. We have come here to enjoy ourselves. Many people say this. The Father now says, children, all of those things will make you drown. The notion of omnipresence drowns you. The Father explains so much to you. Some very quickly have the faith that they have to claim their inheritance from the Father. You cannot find another Father as sweet as this one. It is the Father who establishes heaven. Only when we find the Father do we become the masters of heaven. You should quickly make such a Father belong to you. I want the children who belonged to me in the previous cycle. They are the ones who will come and become worthy or unworthy as they did in the previous cycle. Responsibility for the mother and the children is with the father, the creator. It is also his duty to make the children into the masters of heaven. First of all, have mercy on yourselves. It isn't that Baba gives blessings, otherwise, everyone would become Lakshmi or Narayan. This is a big examination. Only 8 win the scholarship. Then there are the 108. There is a lottery. The father says, forget your body and all bodily relations. Consider yourselves to be bodiless and have the faith that each of you is a soul. It isn't that you are God. They say that each soul becomes the supreme soul. They believe that each soul will merge into the supreme soul and that until he merges into him, a soul cannot be called the supreme soul. However, no one merges into the supreme soul. This drama is eternally predestined. All actors have received their own parts which they have to play. Every soul has an immortal part recorded in him. No one but the Father can explain to you. The Father comes and gives you children the knowledge of the beginning, the middle, and the end, and makes you Trikaladarshi. They portray deities in pictures with a third eye. In fact, neither deities nor Shudras have a third eye. Only you Brahmins have a third eye of knowledge with which you know the occupation of everyone. You know the condition of the land of truth and of the land of falsehood among you. Too, it is number wise according to the efforts you make. This is a school. There is no question of blind faith here. Continue to do your business, etc. Simply remember your Father and heaven, and the tilak of the sovereignty will be applied to you. It is the soul that remembers. Sanskars are in each soul. Baba speaks to souls. I am your father. You claim your inheritance in the previous cycle too. You ruled the Sun dynasty kingdom and you then went into the Moon dynasty. The degrees continued to decrease as you became merchants and then Shudras. You are now aware that the play is coming to an end. Constantly remember me alone and your sins will be absolved. If you don't follow Srimad but become body conscious, you will be hurt. Then the omens of Jupiter will change and omens of Rahu will come. If you divorce the father, you will become residents of extreme hell. The father says, if you want to claim a high status, then raise. If you claim a high status now, you will claim it every cycle. Simply promise to remain pure for one birth and you will become the masters of heaven for 21 births. Now, remove your heart from hell. Shiv Baba is establishing Shivalaya for you where you will rule as living deities. So, do you want to become the masters of Shivalaya? Follow the father and mother. Whatever they have, it is all for you children. You are the ones who will become kings. You were that. You have now become beggars. It is not a question of those of other religions. It is those who belong to the deity religion who have been converted into other religions. This is why the population of Hindus has declined. Otherwise, the population of Bharat should be the largest. God is teaching you. Therefore, you should pay so much attention. This is a very wonderful study. Old ones and young ones are all studying here. Even those who are ill can study. If you don't remember the father and the inheritance, Maya will slap you. You should write in blood, I will remember Baba day and night. I will hold on to Baba's hand very tightly. I will do whatever Baba says. Shiv Baba says, look after your children. Give 2 handfuls for Shiv Baba's service from whatever is left, and in return for that, the reward you receive will be equal to what a wealthy person would receive by giving 100,000. You receive instant practical fruit. Acha. To the sweetest beloved long lost in Nafan children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Baapdada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. Spiritual children, in return to the spiritual father, says good morning, Namaste, Namaste, Namaste. Thank you so much, Baba. Essence for Dharna, point number 1. Forget your body and all bodily relations and practice becoming a bodiless soul. Take Srimad from the Father and follow it at every step. Point number 2. Pay full attention to this study. Have the determined thought, I will remember Baba alone day and night and I will definitely do that which Baba tells me to do. Hear no evil, see no evil. Blessing. May you be an elevated soul out of multi-millions and become moths and surrender yourself to the one flame. May you be an elevated soul out of multi-millions and become moths and surrender yourself to the one flame. Explanation to this: you are a handful out of multi-millions in the whole world. You are also a few out of that handful. You have experienced and realized yourselves to be the same elevated souls from the previous cycle who surrendered yourselves to the Father, the flame. Such souls are not those who simply circle around, but you are those who become moths and surrender themselves. To surrender oneself means to die. So, you are those moths who burn on the flame, are you not? To burn means to belong to the Father. To burn means to be completely transformed. Slogan: to celebrate a meeting with Baba and have the pleasure of all attainments is a speciality of the confluence age. To celebrate a meeting with Baba and have the pleasure of all attainments is a speciality of the confluence age. Acha, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti.